Good morning, everybody. Shakira Ali here in Trenton, New Jersey. And I think this is day 11 of my Come Up series. And the thought for today is a quote from the Gospel of Thomas. I really like this quote. So it says, "What you bring forth out of yourself from the inside will save you. What you do not bring forth out of yourself from the inside will destroy you." Let me read that again. So the quote is, "What you bring forth out of yourself from the inside will save you. What you do not bring forth out of yourself from the inside will destroy you." And so the reason that I really like this quote is because I've for a very long time been a proponent of the belief that what we refuse to allow to grow from out on the outside will grow on the inside. And that's what actually creates illness, from the way that I understand it. And so, in this quote from this gospel, I believe we are being called to live up to the gifts and the talents and the skills, all of which are unique to us, that we are called to bring those out of ourselves. It's a journey that is difficult. It's not an easy journey, but it is one that each and every one of us are called to perform. Every single one of us comes here with a special gift, a special talent, a special contribution to make. I had a friend once who said, "No insignificant person has ever been born." And I believe that to my core. I believe that every single person within the sound of my voice has something special to offer to the world. There's no doubt about this. And I believe that we are called by this gospel and by other texts, religious texts and philosophical texts, we are called to bring these gifts and talents out of ourselves. But it is very easy to not do that. It's very easy to not do that. It is very easy to get caught up in the day-to-day of life. You know, the personal care and the going and earning a dollar and the taking care of children and the taking care of spouses. Now, granted, sometimes those acts are themselves the contributions that we're to make. But most of us have more or a deeper cut, let me put it that way, on those, on even those basic day-to-day skills and talents. For example, I have a very close classmate, a woman I graduated from college with, who is an accomplished lawyer. She and her husband established a very successful consulting company, and she also homeschooled her 3 sons, 2 of whom are twins. She homeschooled them, and these boys ended up in the Ivy League. So I would say that surely the gifts and the talents that she had in raising her children were special, were unique. I have 4 children. I can't say the same about all of my kids. They're successful in their own right, but they don't have that little bell and whistle behind their names. Not that diminishes their talent, their skill in any way. I'm talking about this woman and what she was able to accomplish. And I believe that each one of us has something special to offer in that way. And as I said, I think that if we don't make that contribution, if we don't find that thing that is in ourselves that we have to bring forth and bring into the world for the benefit of someone else, for the benefit of others, if we don't do that, then that gift, that talent, that skill, that contribution lies dormant inside and it begins to die. It's kind of like a really juicy fruit. And I'm thinking of tomatoes. I don't know why I'm obsessed with tomatoes these days. Probably because that stuff that we see in the supermarket is hardly what I grew up with as a tomato. Those genetically modified things that are, almost as tough as softballs. I'm talking about a juicy, succulent fruit that when you bite into it, the taste just explodes in your mouth. And it enlivens every cell in your body that it touches, because it is just so rich and so so flavorful and so full of the water of life. I'm talking about that quality, that quality of talent. If it lies within us, it goes dormant, it dies, and it begins to rot. Now, sometimes that rot just diminishes and dries up and, just kind of keeps our life in a very dry, dusty fashion. And it's kind of, we go to work, we come home, we sit in front of the boob tube, we go to a game on the weekend, and then we do the same thing all over again. I mean, we could just kind of put our life on autopilot and stay in the bed. That's if we're fortunate. If we're less fortunate, then sometimes, I believe, those talents and those gifts, they sit inside and they is the word putrefy? It becomes putrid. And your cells and the cells in your body become sick. I believe cancer is a form of denial of our talents and our gifts, where we have allowed ourselves to just so the cancer cells are cells. I'm sorry, I got caught up for a moment. The cancer cells are cells in our body that they forget who they are. They have forgotten who they are, and they begin to kind of attack the rest of our body. And that's because we have not allowed those talents and those gifts to emerge, to flower, to grow, to blossom. What keeps us there? What puts us in a state where we won't grow ourselves? Most of the time it's fear. Most of the time it's fear. And this fear is the thing that we really have to overcome. I know you've heard before that the opposite of love is not hate, it is fear. And I think that perhaps the fear that we are experiencing is actually an absence or a denial of love for ourselves. Like, we just don't love ourselves enough to trust that if we take the step to produce the talent and the skill, the dreams, the desires that live within us, if we don't do that, then we succumb to the fear. We succumb to the fear that that we'll be unable to do it. And as I said yesterday, what happens is that the universe will conspire with us to help us achieve what it is we want to achieve. We just have to take the step. We have to take the stand to to make the contribution that we came here to be and to make. And so that's the thought for today, and I hope you got something out of it. Click the link below if you want to know about how you might generate the resources to create the life you want, and certainly the support in doing that. So thanks a lot, and I hope to see you again. Take care. Bye.